Hello Pisces, Pisces rising, and Pisces moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting February 20th, 2017. And a quick reminder for you guys, these are sign-specific horoscopes, which means, you having the Pisces sun, moon, or rising, this is meant to be something that's more geared towards your energy. Alright, because some folks have been getting a little bit confused, getting a little bit worried, asking questions about things that they've been hearing in sort of like collective astrology horoscopes, but those are not really the same thing. And that might be the fault of, say, astrologers like me who don't always remind people that there's a difference between, big global collective astrology and sign-specific astrology. But basically, they're both important, they're both really useful, but I think that for yourself, if you're worried about how something's going to affect you, look and see on your horoscope stuff, your personal stuff. Don't think that the collective thing is going to all apply to you. It can mean, that we could be, we don't need to worry about some things because they'll affect our energy different than others, so to speak. Also announcement, I am bringing back the Ask Nico Q&A on my personal channel, ScarletMoonMagic. That's my vlog channel. That's the one where I have more personal videos. I talk about my personal spiritual path. I've got a little running series on there on like spiritual awakening and things like that. If you want to check that out, I'll put a link in the down bar below so you can, go and check it out. I've got a video up on how the Ask Nico Q&As work and where you can submit your questions and things like that. It's all on that channel. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on with your cards? I mean, your chart, your astrology. Good Lord. You're the star of the show this week, and I'm almost skipping your astrology. Now, why would I say you're the star of the show? Well, because everything's happening in your sign. We've got the sun recently going through your sign, and at the end of the week, it's going to form a conjunction with Neptune. Almost at the same time as we have this wonderful solar eclipse, by the way, happening in your sign. Now, this is a time of new eras and new beginnings. Whenever there is a solar eclipse that occurs in our sign, it basically talks about us being able to initiate or bring something forth brand new into being that we have been waiting for, something that we've been searching for. And because it's in your sign, it's a wild card blessing. And this is something that we can actually get initiated at the end of this week and expect it to actually substantiate possibly within the next 3 months. So what are we trying to create? What are we trying to start? Do we want a new relationship? Do we want a new job? Do we want to move? Basically, all the other zodiac signs are having this fall in a specific area of their chart. But for you, it's wherever you want it to be. The Neptune aspect with the sun is also indicating some help possibly coming from a friend or somebody who you can actually kind of recall or you would know as sort of a guardian, a helper, or maybe even a messenger, actually helping to facilitate and bring this forth into being faster than these eclipses normally would take, which is really nice for you. So another bonus in your area. What is that? So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Shapeshifter. And this card is talking about a need to pay attention to where it's time to take on a different role in the way that we relate to people, or maybe actually go back and embody a certain trait, a certain presentation, or maybe even a certain form of communication or a way of showing our affection for people that we may have left behind. Maybe we left it behind that day, but it wasn't meant to be gone for good. And this is kind of an opportunity in a lot of ways with this Sun conjunct Neptune for a lot of you Pisces people to kind of bring back the true old you. Because sometimes we get involved in the things that we grow into, we get really involved in the new business we're a part of, the new spiritual path, we get involved in a new relationship, we have kids, and to some degree that does change us, but there's also the part of us that can go a little bit too far and forget who we really are and the roots of our personality and where that person does need to come back every once in a while, because that's the person that was hired at that job. That's the person your partner fell in love with. That's the person who met your best friend. That's the person who basically got all these things going. So we got to go bring them back and reintegrate them into who we are right now. Okay? So just FYI, shapeshift. You shapeshifted once, you can shapeshift again. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Lover's card reversed. And this card can indicate sort of a breaking of ties when it comes to a professional arrangement or a professional agreement that we have. But this might not necessarily be a bad thing. You know, sometimes the ties that bind are exactly the things that are holding us back. If you feel like a contract or a lease or a payment agreement is no longer working for you, and we want to find a way to get out of it, you know, even as something as simple as a phone plan or a rental agreement, this is the card you do want to see because we have an easy out. For those of you looking for a new job, but the Lover's card reverse can indicate that we may actually find a new job this week, but it's not this, you know, and we could grab it, but it would mean that we would have to wait a little bit longer to get this job if we are already in the process of, you know, kind of working on another one. You could have either one, okay? So it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to wait. For those of you who are currently not looking for a new job or anything like that, the Lover's card reverse can indicate, again, kind of a breakaway in a contract, or a breakaway in maybe even a partnership at the office. You might be moving on to move with a different team, or you could be moving away to move with a different type of clientele or customer. This shift is absolutely necessary, so I don't want you to fight it. Just recognize when we are kind of doing an out with the old and in with the new for the better. For your communications with air when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Ten of Wands reversed. And this card is indicating that, you know, there's going to be a situation where a friend or a relative needs to drop maybe a job that they're doing with you. Okay, this could also be what we talked about with the Lover's card reverse. Somebody's going to be dropping something, they can't be there with you anymore in this spot. And the Ten of Wands reverse can be a little bit troubling in the beginning. It's like, what do you mean they can't do it? What do you mean she can't show up for this anymore? What do you mean he's not going to be able to continue working on this with me? Well, the Ten of Wands reversed is indicating there's probably a good reason, but they are going to need to drop it. Now, the interesting thing is the Ten of Wands reversed, this does actually free you up in a way to kind of finally seize some control. If you've been feeling like maybe sharing control or maybe sharing the direction of whatever this is with this person has been holding you back and cramping your style, well, again, now you are the star of the show. So this does have its silver lining. Whether you want to replace them with somebody else or you find out that you're actually more than capable of doing a better job on your own, here's your chance to prove it. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Wheel of Fortune upright. And this card as a challenge is probably not so hard for you Pisces people, because you tend to know exactly when the right time to surrender and let go and trust, and when to put your hands on the wheel are, when they come and go. But the challenge with the Wheel of Fortune upright is trusting things to chance, okay? And learning that sometimes being hands-off and sometimes letting things go, even if we feel like we need to intervene or we need to do some prevention work or whatever, is not always the answer. Now, of course, if somebody is in danger, disregard. But with the Wheel of Fortune upright, with the challenge here, it's basically saying that what you do decide to allow, you know, again, what you surrender and trust with is going to turn out better than you planned. And this may be a need to pay attention to where we may have our claws dug into something too tight, and releasing that, you know, can be a challenge because we got used to it or we're afraid to. But it is one of those situations where the Wheel of Fortune upright, again, it's sort of like the pleasant surprise is your challenge to accept. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ace of Pentacles upright. And this can be a really nice card because we are talking about planting some roots this week, getting things more stable and getting things more grounded. Usually with the Ace of Pentacles, for those of you who are in a new relationship, or those of you who are dating, or those of you who are looking for somebody new, this is a week where people are going to be much more ready and available to start actually creating what makes a relationship stand the test of time, okay? So the Ace of Pentacles brings not only stability, but it brings longevity. if we're looking to kind of get things on the table to make sure things are stable, if things have been a bit chaotic, if emotions have been kind of fluctuating wildly, this is the card you want to see because it not only cools it down, but it makes it safe. The Ace of Pentacles, for those of you who are currently coupled, does indicate that, again, our partner and us are going to be kind of cementing something or putting something in stone that needs to be put in stone for both of us to thrive in this partnership. This could be something financial. This could even be a great bit of news regarding your partner's finances or your partner's personal, professional life that could actually bring extra money home to the family. But this also does look like a really good way for you and your partner to finally get some kind of big new beginning underway when it comes to not only home economy, but also, again, the stability of your family life in all regards. So, all in all, a fantastic week. So that is your forecast, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.